States and Afghan officials are closer than ever to some sort of deal for our troops to stay in Afghanistan after the 2014 withdrawal deadline. But there's a catch. Afghan officials are refusing to sign any deal, apparently unless the president submits a letter acknowledging mistakes made by the United States in the war. It's important to remember, of course, that 2,276 American service members have been killed since the war there began, and we never want to forget that. Jessie Jane Duff is a former Marine Gunnery Sergeant. She also serves on the advisory committee for Concerned Veterans for America. So, Jessie, the president's advisors say there's no letter in the works, nothing of the sorts. This is not going to happen. But read us in a little bit to what's at stake here. What are these negotiations really about?
Well, it appears that the Afghanistan officials have stated that the letter will be coming, and Jay Carney definitely avoided the question in the White House press briefing. He indicated that we're not going to comment on a letter that hasn't been written. Well, that really sounds open-ended to me. This letter in particular would give the perception of an apology. Have we forgotten that Karzai does not run what is going on, that we have lost close to 2,600 American lives on their soil, and their blood is in their sand? And what about the 2,700 or 2,900, over 2,900 Americans that died on September 11th as a result of the lack of Afghanistan control of Osama bin Laden?
So what we're understanding is that the United States wants to negotiate some sort of presence in Afghanistan in the years to come. What are your thoughts on that? What should that even look like?
Well, the negotiations are imperative to protect Americans from being under the judicial system of Afghanistan. When we look into what this is about, they're indicating that they want to have control over any American who should commit murder of an innocent civilian. Now, how could we hand over our American soldiers and Marines and sailors and airmen to the Afghanistan government for what? Beheading? For execution? Things in war happen, and we have to understand that it is a tragedy when the American people's $360 billion to sustain the freedom of the Afghan people has not been gratefully appreciated.
So how crucial are these night raids that the United States wants to continue in Afghanistan for the years to come to our national security?
See, now this is what's really tricky. When you look at the letters and agreements that are going back and forth, Karzai doesn't want us to have access to any of their households. Well, that is where al-Qaeda hides. How can you say, we want you here to stop al-Qaeda, but we're not going to let you go get al-Qaeda? It's a ludicrous insult to us and our forces there. We are providing great security to them, very forces that they helped create, called Taliban and al-Qaeda. So yes, we need access when we suspect that there are embedded terrorists within their homes.
Jessie, it's always great to have you on the program, and we thank you for your service as well.
Thank you for having me.
Look forward to having you back. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, if you think